Good day, global crypto enthusiasts. This is 88 Fantastic coming to you Saturday, July 27th, 2019. Waking up in the red today, folks. Look what happened to Bitcoin over the night here. Bitcoin had dropped $600 in a matter of a few minutes. And as you can see, our day high previously was almost 10,200. Our low for the morning was 9,339. And as you can see right now, Bitcoin has been under the 9,900 mark for what here? About 6 to 7 hours so far. And it's still kind of sliding down a little bit here. Where it stops, nobody knows. We were hoping the bottom would stop at about 92.93, and the charts are again talking for a $7,000 to $8,500 Bitcoin. And when I say charts, I don't mean my charts. I mean the actual chart people, and that's an article like over here. And we'll work our way backwards as we got some. We got one kind of bad article, and we got actually a couple of really good articles. And our first two articles are going to come to you over at ccn.com. Bitcoin price drops $600 in 3 minutes. Here are the key factors of the slip. So when Bitcoin drops that fast, or when the market drops that fast, they're always going to say these key indicators. To me, it's always one or two things. And to me, I can't really think of anything else. It's either somebody got liquidated on their contracts, like instantly, which is usually the case, or a wallet went out and searched and then liquidated everybody. So it's one of two. People either got liquidated, or one of the big wallets just came out and fucking smashed everybody like they normally do. All right, so let's get into this. Against the US dollar at its lowest point on the day, Bitcoin slipped well over 5% back to 9,333. Factors behind the drop of the Bitcoin price. According to global markets analyst Alex Kruger, the Bitcoin price has had important support levels at 11.3, 11, 10.8, yada, yada, yada. What we were talking about before is when Bitcoin had actually ramped up to its 13K there, is on the contract side of it and the future side of the market right now. There was an open gap between 11,000 and 17,000, or 13,000 and 17,000. That's why everybody, including myself, we figured, well, is it going to go back to 85, or is it going to go back, ramp up to 17? I chose the 17 side, as most of us did, but it never did slide back until today. And they're still figuring an 85 to $8,600 range, where they're talking about that being the key level for everybody wanting to buy in. You know what? Every day that the cryptocurrency market is open, every day everybody wants to buy in. One really good article, or part of this. Where is it here? I have to find this for you guys. Basically, he said, it doesn't matter how far Bitcoin goes backwards. When Bitcoin is still in the 4-digit range, you should be happy to buy it. And I agree with them totally. As they mentioned Grayscale in this article, we're going to move into that one here pretty quickly, because that is another factor in our articles today is the Grayscale. So that's over at ccn.com. Sorry for my stammering here. Our next article is also over at ccn.com. The war on Bitcoin is almost here, and it will get ugly. I totally agree with this, because, again, the history of money is always due to theft, stealing, conniving, backdoor shit. And when governments figure out a way to counter it, they simply make it new money with new rules. So for me, I do believe that not just with Bitcoin, but with cryptocurrency in general, and we've said on the channel many, many times before, by the time this actually gets regulated, and government, 2, maybe 3 years down the road, other than Bitcoin and Ethereum, who's going to be left? Like, you got to ask yourself that. We see how many of these awesome there's been some really good projects that just can't gain any traction, and how are they supposed to survive 18 months, 20 months of their company going backwards, right? All right, for better or worse, Bitcoin is now on the global political stage. It was discussed in Congress. Donald Trump slammed Bitcoin and Twittered, yada, yada, yada. Meanwhile, India just proposed an all-out ban on Bitcoin, while China scrambles to create its own cryptocurrency. What we're seeing around the world is eerily similar to the theory put forward by Eric Voskuil. If the theory holds, we may see a global war on Bitcoin emerge. Well, the U.S. has tried that earlier. Doesn't work. The 4 phases of Bitcoin and government interaction. According to the thesis, Bitcoin will go through 4 phases in a battle with states and regulators. The honeymoon, the black market, competition, and the surrender. Honestly, I think we are past number 1 already. We are past number 2 already. We are past number 3 already. And I think right now, what they're saying, the U.S. is arguably in the honeymoon phase right now. I believe the U.S. government, along with the rest of the world governments, is actually in phase 4 of this, on the verge of surrender. Again, I'm in Canada, and I know for a fact that the Canadian government absolutely loves Bitcoin, absolutely loves blockchain. They're just too fucking scared to actually make a move and be the first country to actually get behind it and back it, like most are. That's where we see countries like China and Russia and most of the Asian countries. That's why I've always said they will come over and they will be the leaders in this market when it happens. So that's over at ccn.com. And here we go over to our next piece of news. This one over at bitcoinmagazine.com. Grayscale survey sheds light on the market of potential Bitcoin investors. If you're not familiar with Grayscale, they are the ones all over TV and ads telling people to actually get rid of their gold and buy Bitcoin. Me personally, I would like to see them change that commercial and say buy gold and buy Bitcoin and have the best of both worlds rather than doing the one or the other. Grayscale, I'm not 100% sure on this one, but they might be one of the top 5, 6, I will say top 10 for sure, biggest wallet holders of actual Bitcoin yourself. Great little article to come out and read here, but they only did, again, when people do these surveys and there's only 1,100 people, the numbers are always skewed. That's why I'm not a big fan of surveys of less than basically 5,000 people or less, because it's just really opinion. But again, the article itself is terrific, and it is more positive news moving forward. My favorite article of the day will be over at coinnewstelegraph.com, and the article goes on to state, Ethereum will increase by 1,000%. Get ready for altcoin season, okay? So for me, this is a little bit misleading, being in the market for so long. And I just recently, since the middle of July myself, I've started swing trading, and I'm trying to make some moves myself. And from what I see personally, other than Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe 10 more coins in the top 40 or 50 really got a crack at it. But what scares the shit out of me is when you see a real solid projects and they are slowly getting moved off the map, no matter how good it is. Again, how do they survive 18, 19, 20 months being 60, 70, 90% in the red? How are they going to keep a staff? So 3 paragraphs. We'll just go through some of this for you guys. In early 2017, early crypto traders experienced an altcoin season as prices of altcoins such as Ethereum, Ripple, and Litecoin jumped up in connection with Bitcoin. So now, what the article doesn't go on to say, yeah, that was the trend forever. And what changed that trend was trading pairs. When we got into the market, you could only get into the market by buying Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Litecoin, or XRP. That's it. That's why they are literally the top 4s, because you could only buy in with them. Think of how many people bought in with those and either never moved it or only bought something and held a chunk. So that's why they are still top 4. Then you add in the fact that there's USD, True USD, PAX, so many more stable coins. Now people have 4 or more options to actually trade in, and that's why we see nothing moving the same. The market moves like Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is at what, 65, 66% of the market. Let's actually have a look at that. Where's Bitcoin's dominance today? 64.39%. So for me, when the market is actually normal, say 3 years down the road, the real market for me would be really nice to see Bitcoin at whatever it is in its 6 figures, whatever, 40 grand at the end of the year. Like Grayscale actually predicts a $42,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year. Other people are still sticking with those crazy 1 millions and all of that. But if Bitcoin does get to that point, and Bitcoin's dominance is where I hope it to be at the 15 to 20% mark, that's when the rest of this market will start looking like the real stock market itself. So again, some really good articles for you guys to come in and check out. We see Bitcoin sitting at 9,442 over here. What do we got it at? Cryptocurrency coin market cap, 9,443. So there, now we actually see everybody in sync for the first time in a while. 9,400 Bitcoin, a 261.8 cap, 94.43, 261.8 cap. So now we're literally everybody's in sync for the first time in how long. So, but anyways, I didn't think I was going to do a video on it Saturday, but you know, when you wake up and you see Bitcoin drop $600 when it was at 10K before you went to bed, you want to come and see what's going on here. And as always, we're just trying to bring out the good news. As we've always said, we're getting ready for September, mid-September-ish, and we just got to get through an ugly July. Like July has just been absolutely sideways down for most of the month, and just got to make it through August long weekend, and then hopefully all of August will look like April and May, and hopefully our lines of support get a little bit stronger with each sell-off as we make that push to September. So that's all we got for you guys. It's Saturday. It's beautiful. Hug the ones you love. Go out, enjoy that weekend, and that's all I got for you guys. This is 88 Fantastic, showing you how to take a bite out of the cryptocurrency market. Take care, y'all.